Deciding on my project at first seemed really daunting. I didn't know a lot of people in my community, and trying to do something really large seemed really difficult. After a while, I thought about doing something smaller, and maybe a little closer to home. My mother has a disease called nephrotic syndrome. It is an extremely rare disease, and it is even rarer for her age and gender. She's had the disease for about 10 years now, and it has changed a lot about how she lives her life. Nephrotic syndrome is a very unresearched and unknown disease. There's not a lot of information out there about what causes it or what exactly is happening. And there is no cure. There are medications to take for the symptoms and to help the kidneys function better, but the disease is one that you live with all your life. Nephrotic syndrome is a disease that damages the kidneys mostly. It is an immune disorder that causes the blood to become clumpy. These clumps are very small and do not cause clots in any of the body, but they are big enough to clog the filter in your kidneys. This affects the ability of certain proteins to get through the filter, mostly a protein called albumin, which is naturally in your blood. Therefore, instead of being filtered back into the blood, this protein is released into the urine. The symptoms of nephrotic syndrome are edema, which is major swelling over the entire body, a foamy appearance of the urine because of the protein, and also poor appetite. Because of the loss of protein in the blood and sometimes the weight gain, nephrotic syndrome can also cause fatigue. My mother experiences all these symptoms and takes medication to control them, but the disease is always there and it flares up about every 6 months. Because of her nephrotic syndrome and a few other health problems, she's unable to lift heavy things, and sometimes does not have a lot of energy to do so. She has been wanting for a long time to clean out our attic spaces upstairs, but has been unable to find the time or energy to do it. For my project, I wanted to help her do this to both clean and reorganize the attic spaces. Together, we looked through all the stuff that was in the attics, and we went through a lot of childhood memorabilia, my sister's memorabilia, my mom's sewing fabric and other sewing equipment, and what other misfit stuff we had stored in the attics. We sorted through each box, deciding what we should throw away, what we should keep, and in which attic we should put it in. And we then packed it up into boxes and sorted it and reorganized the attics. This project was a lot of fun because it was time that I got to spend with my mother, and it was also great to finally get both of our attics clean.